guys, I got this really great thought-provoking and ponder point. Actually, it was an accountability check story sent to me this morning from my really good friend Robyn Stifler. Just love Aunt Bobby. We rock being aunts together. So I'm going to read the story, and if you've read this on my blog or on my Facebook page, thank you. And hopefully you liked it and left a comment and shared your experience below. But I appreciate you being here and listening. Here's the story. My wife and I have been talking about canceling Netflix because of all the issues with one of their recent movies. We are doing our homework to be well informed about our decision, but I ran across this very timely story which seems to put it in a very sobering perspective. Some years ago, when I was a pastor, I walked into my church office after a Sunday morning service to find a little brown bag on my desk containing 3 chocolate brownies. Some thoughtful and anonymous saint who knew my love for chocolate had placed them there, along with a piece of paper that had a short story written on it. I immediately sat down and began eating the first brownie as I read the following story. 2 teenagers asked their father if they could go to the theater to watch a movie that all their friends had seen. After reading some reviews about the movie on the internet, he denied the request. Dad, why not? They complained. It's rated PG-13 and we're both older than 13. Dad replied, because that movie contains nudity and portrays immorality, which is something that God hates, as being normal and acceptable behavior. But Dad, those are just very small parts of the movie. That's what our friends who've seen it have told us. The movie is 2 hours long, and those scenes are just a few minutes of the total film. It's based on a true story, and good triumphs over evil. And there are other redeeming things like courage and self-sacrifice. Even the Christian movie review websites say that. My answer is no, and that is my final answer. You are welcome to stay home tonight. Invite some of your friends over and watch one of the good videos that we have in our home collection. But you will not go and watch the film. End of discussion. The 2 teenagers walked dejectedly into the family room and slumped down on the couch. As they sulked, they were surprised to hear the sounds of their father preparing something in the kitchen. They soon recognized the wonderful aroma of brownies baking in the oven, and one of the teenagers said to the other, Dad must be feeling guilty, and now he's going to try to make it up to us with some fresh brownies. Maybe we can soften him with lots of praise when he brings them out to us and persuade him to let us go to the movie after all. About that time, I began eating the second brownie from the little brown bag and wondered if there was some connection to the brownies I was eating and the brownies in the story. So I kept reading. The teens were not disappointed. Soon their father appeared with a plate of warm, ooey-gooey brownies, which he offered to his children. They each took one, and then their father said, Before you eat, I want to tell you something. I love you both so very much. The teenagers smiled at each other with knowing glances. Dad was softening. That is why I've made these brownies with the very best ingredients. I made them from scratch. Most of the ingredients are even organic. The best organic flour, the best free-range eggs, the best organic sugar, premium vanilla, and chocolate. But I want to be perfectly honest with you. There is one ingredient I added that is not usually found in brownies. I got that ingredient from our own backyard, but you needn't worry because I only added the tiniest bit of that ingredient to your brownies. The amount of the portion is practically insignificant. So go ahead, take a bite, and let me know what you think. Dad, would you mind telling us what the mystery ingredient is before we eat? Well, why? The portion I added was so small, it's just a teaspoonful. You won't even taste it. Come on, Dad, just tell us what the ingredient is. Don't worry, it's organic, just like the other ingredients. Dad? Well, okay, if you insist. The secret ingredient was organic dog poop. I immediately stopped chewing that second brownie and I spit it out into the wastebasket by my desk. I continued reading, now fearful of the paragraphs that still remained. Both teens instantly dropped their brownies back on the plate and began inspecting their fingers with horror. Dad, why did you do that? You've tortured us by making us smell those brownies cooking for the last half hour, and now you tell us that you added dog poop? We can't eat these brownies. Well, why not? The amount of dog poop is very small compared to the rest of the ingredients. It won't hurt you. It's been cooked right along with the other ingredients. You won't even taste it. It has the same consistency as the brownies. Go ahead and eat. No, Dad, never. And that is the same reason why I won't allow you to go watch that movie. You wouldn't tolerate a little dog poop in your brownies, so why should you tolerate a little immorality in your movies? We pray that God will not lead us into temptation, so how can we in good conscience entertain ourselves with something that will imprint a sinful image in our minds, that will lead us into temptation long after we first see it? I discarded what remained of the second brownie as well as the entire untouched third brownie. What had been irresistible a minute ago had become detestable, and only because of the very slim chance that what I was eating was slightly polluted. I mean, surely it wasn't, but I couldn't convince myself. What a good lesson about purity. Why do we tolerate any sin? On the day of Passover, the Israelites were commanded to remove every bit of leaven from their homes. Sin is like leaven. A little bit leavens the whole lump. Jesus, our Passover, and sin, they don't mix. It is written in 2 Corinthians 7:1, help us, Lord, to cleanse ourselves from all defilement of flesh and spirit, perfecting holiness in the fear of God. Psalms 97:10 is written, hate evil, you who love the Lord. This was shared by my good friend Robyn, but it was also shared by a gentleman named Randy Hicks. Now, my accountability to you guys is, what are you letting get into your life that is desensitizing or weakening your foundation? Or even further, impacting your physical health? I mean, I know in my practice, when clients come to me and they have specific challenges, depending on the challenge, some of it's a mindset thing that we're going after, and so that's what we're looking at. Some of it is health challenges, and we're looking at their cleaning products and the different products that they have in their home that is outgassing and could be causing challenges in their endocrine system or any body system they have. It only takes one little thing to get into your life, into your being, to cause disruption, to weaken your foundation, and to start a downhill spiral. I challenge you to ponder and to examine from the inside out things that you may have allowed into your life that really have no place there, and see what you need to do and ask what you need to do to get this removed from you, and how you can correct and right that wrong and build a solid foundation. Now, some of you may be like me. There are some things that I stand hard and true against, and my family has come alongside, and we've switched out cleaners and everything, and we've gotten rid of a lot of the toxic chemicals to be able to clean with something that actually builds our health, and in a lot of cases, in most cases, cleans even far better than anything else. But there are some things that my family hasn't been willing, and even I haven't been willing necessarily to omit from our lives. So this was a wake-up for me, an accountability check for me to go look at and make the decision for myself. I can't force it on anyone else, because my children are adults and they're grown, so they have to make their own choices. I can give them my suggestions. I can show them how I walk it out in my life, but I can only choose what's best for me and be my own life advocate. If you got any questions or you need support or you want to chat, give me a shout out. I adore connecting and talking to you. I am Michelle Wendt, educator, life advocate, and practitioner with Standing the Gap, and I am passionate about standing the gap from where you are to where you can and want to be. Be blessed.